And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me today is one Mr. Rapid Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How's it going?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. We're closing in on the finale of this series. We are on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is my first time watching these. I've never seen them before. You have watched them each. I think at this point in time, you're up to like a million and a half times each that you've seen them all.
I
The
wish I would
number
have kept
keeps
count.
growing the longer the time goes by because you just watch them nonstop on repeat, right?
Well, it was a Harry Potter weekend this weekend on whatever it was. So I had them going all day Saturday and Sunday as well. Cause you just put it on the TV for background noise or this and that. And then I ended up sitting there watching a couple and of course they were the later ones and I just got sucked right back in.
All right, but here we go. Deathly Hallows Part 1. This one picks up. So this isn't where I expected this one to pick up.
Okay.
Okay, because at the end of the last one, the Half Blood Prince, right?
Yeah.
Um, it makes it seem like they're going off on this quest. Like they're all sitting there talking, and Harry's like, "I'm not coming back to Hogwarts. I've got to go find the Horcruxes." And
Horcruxes.
yeah, that's
Horcruxes.
what I said. And Hermione and Ron were like, "Well, we're coming with you. We're a team. Let's go." And so I fully expected this to start with them doing that, right? But no, they're all back at home. Harry's still living with his aunt and his uncle,
Yeah.
like, and they're packing up. They're moving out because the Death Eaters are messing with all the Muggles, and nobody's safe, right? Hermione erases her from her parents' memory, like
Isn't
she
that
just
sad? That's so
like
sad.
just it's just all very it's very dark. What's going on. Um, Voldemort's got a whole team. He's got his whole squad. They're all sitting at their table. The Malfoys are scared as can be, though. Like
They're all a bunch of peas. I mean, they are the
they're
biggest
all
chicken
just
ass chicken ass people you ever meet. But I'll tell you what, Mrs. Malfoy, she's got it. I sent you a message too. I go, she can get it any day, all day. I don't care, all day, any
I know. But yeah, so that's kind of where things are picking up. Harry's there at the house by himself. He's kind of looking around, just kind of a la Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, when he's sitting there in the mansion at the end, and he's just kind of looking around like, well, it's been fun. Looks at
day.
his old room under the stairs and just reminiscing. And then the whole Order of the Phoenix shows up, and they're pulling this big okey doke to get Harry out of there because they got to get him. They need to get hidden, right? They got to go to the safe house,
They got to
because
transport him.
right, because they're after him. Voldemort and his whole crew are after him. So they all take the potion, so they all look like Harry. Well, half of them. You got half and half, right?
You get the funniest quote out of all these movies. Like I laugh out loud every single time I hear it.
Which
At this
is,
point, with this one point when the twins, George,
oh yeah, hey, we look like each other.
they shrink down. He goes, "We're identical." They say it at the
Yeah,
same time. And I laugh so hard every single time because dude, they actually are very funny. They're a hoot, and but
they're
that
great.
I laugh
Yeah.
so bad. Oh
Um,
god,
you get to meet Ron's other brother and his fiance.
mhm,
And they bring dragons, which is awesome because anytime you can get dragons in anything, I'm all in, right?
yeah.
I'm pro dragon.
And she's
Uh,
the girl from the wizard, the Tri Cup, if you remember, the Goblet of Fire.
oh, is she? Okay. Yeah.
She's the one that competed from the school with all the girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, had no clue. Didn't remember that. Um, and then they take off, but the Death Eaters are right there, like on top of them, and
And
it's
you get a real world chase. It brings it
yeah,
to the real world, you know, Fast and the Furious style. Hagrid's flying around on that motorbike of his with that sidecar action, just weaving in and out of traffic. It's wild.
it's cool. And he gets knocked out, so Harry's having to defend and drive, and
Oh,
it's just wheels off, and there's chaos everywhere. You don't know what's going on. But
R.I.P. Hedwig.
they made right. I didn't think like Hedwig was dead. I expected him to show back up, but spoiler alert, he doesn't show back up.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Now we still have one movie left, so maybe he shows back up. I don't know.
We'll
Um,
see. We'll see.
then they get to the Burrows, which is where the Weasleys live, right? I mean, it's their house that was burned down last time, right? Or is this just another house that looks just like it?
Did it burn down in the last one, or is it this one or the next one? It's one of these.
No, they burned down. Yeah, it had already burned down when Harry was there. They were all there, and Beatrix comes,
Yeah,
and they
they
come, and Harry chases after him because she
okay.
just killed. But yeah, no, it's still there.
Okay.
Um,
It's back. They've rebuilt.
but
They've
this is where I start to question a lot of things. All right,
oh,
so they're in
Jesus Christ.
hiding, right?
Uh-huh.
They're in their safe house. They're in hiding. Well, the minister of
Magic.
the magic just shows up. Okay, he
They're
knows
not
where
that's
they're at.
not hiding there at the Weasley's house. That's definitely the
But
Weasley's house.
I understand that, but this is
Okay.
the whole point of them when they're leaving Harry's house is deflect, make sure nobody knows where Harry's at, and then you take him to a house where everybody knows, right? So this dude just rolls up like, "Hey, how's it going?" Dumbledore left some gifts for them, left them all items and things, um,
Not
in his
gifts.
will. Well,
He left it's not like a party or anything like that. He died, and
right.
he bequeathed a
Well,
couple things.
some people consider it a celebration of life, and it's a party.
There you
So
go. There you
let's go
go.
with that.
And it's a
And
wedding, so
yeah, and then you have this big, massive wedding
mhm.
that you invite everybody to. Like,
Not the evil people. They
well,
crashed the party.
yeah, they end up crashing the party. But what was the point of the whole shell game if you're just going somewhere where you're telling everybody where you're at and you're having a big, huge party and you're just at the Weasley's house, just chilling like a villain?
Eh,
Like, I don't understand what the whole point of that was if that's what you're going to do, right?
who
It just
knows?
doesn't make sense.
Explain us tell us in the comments. I'm sure it's explained in the books. We just go off the movies. We haven't
Right,
read the books.
exactly.
I haven't read them. I don't know if I have time to ever go back and read them. I probably don't.
But you find out who RAB is. It's Regulus Black. It's Sirius's older brother,
Mhm.
uh, who has passed, and they find out that he had one of them, and they're going through
Horcrux.
everything to try and find it. Right, the Horcrux.
Yeah, yeah.
Dobie shows back up. Like,
Oh,
what's up? Dobie's back
he's
again.
awesome.
Yeah, so he shows back up, and they find out Umbridge has it.
Right, right.
Like,
Well, they go get Mundungus, Fletcher, and that's how Dobie sees Creature out there going to find him, and then they get him, and then
right.
Dobie's like, "Well, hey, I'll come along," and
Like,
so he shows back up. But yeah,
what's
Mundungus tells him who actually has the locket, and it's Umbridge.
yeah, and so they got to break into the Ministry of the Arts or magic, and that's a whole thing. They all
You're doing so great. This thing and the art club that they got there, and
but
you know,
no, so they're going through that, and it's just crazy. Like Hermione is transformed into Mary Poppins with her bag, and they go through, they get the Horcrux, and then they disappear, and now the movie transforms and morphs into Lord of the Rings. This is where it changes into the Lord of the Rings movie where they've got the one ring because that's what that's kind of like. It's
Mhm.
driving them each crazy as they wear it.
Yeah,
Um, why don't you just put it in her bag? I don't understand that. So
yeah.
then then you're not wearing it and it's affecting you. But that's besides the point. I mean, same thing with the Lord of the Rings, right? You just put the ring in a little satchel and then you don't have to wear it. You know. Um,
Which I don't know if because we talked about what's coming up next, for Fanboy Friday, and I don't know if you saw it, but it said recommended, and it was the the Lord of the Rings
Lord of the Rings.
trilogy. I was like, oh god, I go, it
It's
already
been
knows
a
what we're
long time.
doing.
It's
Every
been a long
device is
time.
listening.
But yeah, and I mean, you even get like the whole standoff, but Harry and Ron get into it, a la Samwise and Frodo. They get into it and they separate, right? They separate and they go their separate ways. And then
Mhm.
when Harry's in trouble, who comes to save him? Ron comes to save him. When Frodo's in trouble, who comes to save him? Sandwich. So it's, I mean, it literally like morphed into Lord of the Rings at this part of the movie. Like
Oh god.
it's dark. They're going on a quest. They're traveling. They're trying to get to so they can destroy this. They get in a fight. They separate. They come back together. Everything's good. Honky dory. Um, it's just I noticed a lot of parallels there
Yeah.
with,
I
with
mean,
the
that's kind of like how a lot of movies go, right? There's some fighting and there's some they got to rekindle, get back together and rekindle the friendship and whatever. But yeah, that's fine. I'll be honest with you, this is one of my least Jesus. I mean, I'm getting pinged like crazy right now. It's one of my least favorite ones because I think the time in the forest is just so long for me. But I do forget how action packed the first part is, and it does
right.
lead into the end of the movie as well. That is also has a lot of action and whatever. So, but I think I've always been turned off just by them hanging out in the freaking woods.
They start walking, or
They
they're just
start
hanging out in this tent, and it's just like I said, it really like I'm watching it, and I wrote down, I was like, "Am I watching Lord of the Rings now?"
oh God,
Um,
don't be like that.
but I'm just
Yeah,
saying. But they go through, they get captured, they're taken to
Malfoy Manor.
Malfoy's mansion. Before they get taken, Hermione casts a little spell and messes up Harry's face, so they can't tell for sure that it's Harry. Like his face is a little fat; it might not be him.
They bring in
Let's
Draco though, and
They
Draco
bring in
just
Draco, and
he's a
he
mad.
doesn't. He's like, I don't know, man. I can't tell.
He
Like I
knows
don't
it's
know.
him,
Yeah,
but
oh
he's
yeah.
just like, nah.
I mean, come on, everybody knows it's him, right? It's like Superman putting on a pair of glasses and now he's Clark Kent. Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
And he's still traveling with the other two. They've been inseparable for like the last 10 years.
Right. There's your other giveaway. He's with those two. But and then you have this big battle there where they're going through. They're thrown down in the dungeons. They find Luna. They find the goblin from the bank,
Yeah.
and they have their big breakout. Dobby comes to save the day.
Mhm.
He shows up. They have a big battle upstairs where they're firing their magic wands back and forth. Harry disarms Draco, and they disarm Beatrix as well. They steal their wands. They're getting ready to leave, and Dobby, you just can't leave, right? You gotta you gotta give them that last. Just stick it to them, right? You got to have that speech where Dobby's like, you know what, this is blah blah blah. These are my friends, and then they take off, but
I'm a
just
free elf.
right, just a split second too late. Beatrix
Yep.
throws a knife. It comes through the portal with them. You see her big grin as it goes through forward to where they're there on the beach, and Dobby's done. Like
Yeah. R.I.P.
he's dude, like
Beatrix and Voldemort are the two biggest whips of this entire thing. Like, I'm not even kidding when it comes to that. Like, Beatrice is like a complete B,
well, I
but
mean, she's a bad guy, so
she's a massive wuss. Like, she only has the confidence and the total B persona when she's got control of the situation of some sort, because when she gets knocked down or disarmed or something else, she cowers up and balls up and starts, crying little B. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Mhm.
It's insane. Like, Harry could have just finished her off like
Well,
couple movies ago, but you know,
he's a good guy. He
he's
stopped murdering after the first movie,
he
so
didn't kill anybody in that movie. But yeah, and same thing with Voldemort. If something does go Voldemort's way, or he's not able to, he always loses his S. And he's like, if he can't kill a 17-year-old, like or 16-year-old right then and there, he's out. It's over. It's done.
yeah,
But before you get to the end, or while they're still traveling around, one of my favorite parts of this movie not only is the hey, we're identical
right.
quote, but it's the Deathly Hallows story that
Okay.
Hermione
Yeah,
tells over at
yeah.
Luna Lovegood's house, and it's like I really do. I really enjoy that little tale, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know what you thought about it.
It's an old Aesop fable, right? It's an old wise tale. It's a story you tell to your kids that you it's rooted in some sort of truth, right?
Mm.
But it's believed to be not the truth. It's believed to be a fairy tale and things like that. It's a story
The
you
only
tell
people
your
that
kids,
would say that they're real are the people. I mean, hell, Harry's got the cloak. He's had the cloak since he was like 8 years old or something.
right?
You know what I mean? Dumbledore's got the Elder Wand. So then the real mystery is
But
The
you don't
the
find that out until right at the end of the movie
well,
that
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, he has that wand. You've seen him use that wand. He uses that wand, but they don't mention it particularly and call it the Elder Wand.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's when you find out, they're sitting there talking, it's like, he has it.
Mhm,
Dumbledore has it, and then you flash to because Harry's getting the flashes still. He's still connected to Voldemort, so we can still kind of see what's going on with him. And that's
mhm.
where he finds out Voldemort's torturing the wand guy.
Yeah,
That's in
Salamander.
charge. Yeah, that's in charge of the wand shop that helps the kids get their wands. The wands choose them,
Mhm,
and that's when he finds out that Dumbledore has the wand. It's his wand, and then you forward over to Voldemort opening up Dumbledore's grave and getting the wand and shooting it up, in the sky and just lighting up the sky, and that's kind of how you end it.
right.
Which to me, why didn't Dumbledore just gift his wand to like Harry when he in his will, so that Voldemort didn't have it?
Yeah, he kinda left it, he everybody would have figured out where it was, right? You know what I mean?
Eventually, right?
Right,
But let's just not leave it to chance. Let's just give it to him. You gave him the stone, right?
right.
So you
But he didn't
gifted
know it
him.
he didn't know it was
You
there. He
well,
it was sneakily given to
there,
him through the snitch. It's inside the golden snitch.
yeah, but you gave him the cloak.
Mhm.
Why didn't you just give him
The
the
last one?
wand?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. But all in all, I did enjoy this movie. It did drag there towards the middle. The beginning, you get a lot of action. You get a lot of, at one point in time, you think George is done for, one of
Mhm.
the twins, but you find out now he's all right. He's going to be okay.
He puts his
Um,
toothbrush in his ear and everything.
yeah. But
Morning.
it drags on in the middle, but picks up again at the end and then leaves you like, I'm ready for the next one. Like, let's go. Let's get into this last one. I, I'm ready for it. Um,
Absolutely.
definitely better than the Half Blood Prince. I just didn't enjoy the Half Blood Prince. Um, it just didn't do anything for me. But this one, I'm back at it. I'm back in. I'm locked, loaded, ready to go. Let's go. Let's get into this and let's have some fun. Let's tie it
Absolutely.
all. Let's put a little bow on the end and let's tie it together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else I we need to talk about that I missed?
No, I mean, it's a good movie to watch. It just it that middle part always gets me where I don't even like to watch
Yeah,
it. But then when I sit down and watch it again, it's not that long of the
it's not
middle. You
that
know what I
bad.
mean? There's still stuff going on. I love the beginning. I love the ending. And yeah, it sets up the next it sets up part two.
And I know we talked about during our Boba Fett about a character who had such little screen time that was so beloved. You could say the same thing about Dobie. Like
Mhm.
the dude's literally got 8 minutes of screen time total, maybe. And when he
The
dies,
longest one,
like
yeah.
it's a very sad. Like I was watching this with my youngest kid, and like when he dies, like she starts crying. Like she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And I had to stop the movie and have a little counseling session because my child was ruined because Dobie died. And I'm like, "Look, it's okay. This is just a movie. Let's move on. It's okay. He'll be
Nice.
all right. He's in a better place now.
Oh
Okay."
God. Jesus. God. All right.
But yeah, again, it's another one of those characters that had little screen time, but just everybody just loved him so much,
Yeah.
um, which is crazy. And maybe he had a bigger part in the books. For
Tell
those
us.
of you who've read the books, just let us know. I'm curious. But hey,
Mhm.
guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, all that fun stuff. If you have anything you want us to watch, shoot us over an email, parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. As always, we'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.